The sign said, "Welcome golfers, welcome indeed to the 2018 Sun Bowl Marathon All-America Golf Classic." The El Paso Country Club course has hosted the biggest names in golf through the years, including Tiger Woods, Dustin Johnson, and Jordan Spieth, to name a few. Who would claim the Lee Trevino Trophy in this year's event? Contested over 2 days and 54 holes. Spencer Ralston out of Gainesville, Georgia, is liking these bent grass putting surfaces. That's a birdie at the 6 for the Bulldog. Tiger Woods called these El Paso Country Club greens the best he's ever putted on. Matthias Schmid is from Germany and a freshman at Louisville. He doesn't putt like a freshman. This is also at the par 4-6. And that's another birdie. Let's jump back to the second hole. A short 380-yard par 4. Garrett May plays for Baylor, and he faces this bear of a putt for birdie. That will get the Baylor Bear growling. Brad Dahlke is one of the more celebrated players in the field. He was runner-up in the 2016 U.S. Amateur and an All-American at Oklahoma. This birdie putt at the par 3 third would be his first circle of the day. Unfortunately for Brad, he had only one more birdie in the round in carding a 78 and was never a factor in the tournament. There's only 2 par 5s on the par 71 golf course, so players have to take advantage of the scoring opportunities. The 13th hole measures only 547 yards. Bryson Nimmer out of Clemson is working on one of the better rounds of the day. That will help his cause. Nimmer is bogey-free and 6 under with 5 holes to play. I mentioned how scoreable the 13th is. Chen An Yu is just off the green in 2. He'll use the Texas wedge for eagle. And the big bird has landed. He's from Taiwan, plays for Arizona State, and shot 68 in the opening round. Alex Smalley looking to join the Eagle Fest at the 13th. He's trying to chip in for a 3. A Demon Deacon out of Wake Forest, Smalley settled for birdie en route to a 74. Remember Matthias Schmid? The German turned 3 under 33, added birdies at 12, 14, and 17, and had this for birdie on the 18th. That is a bogey-free 7 under 64, just one back of Nimmer. Now Nimmer to extend the lead with a birdie of his own at the 18th. Oh, the lip out means an opening round score of 8 under 63 and a one-shot lead over Schmid.
I think I just hit the ball really well, and kind of like you said, golf, it's more about being consistent, and like if you can be consistent the entire day and you're hitting fairways, you're hitting greens, then boring's good. Yeah, boring is good.
No time to celebrate. The schedule calls for 36 holes on the first day, so Nimmer's only halfway through with his work. Hayden Wood is from Oklahoma State and is having a terrible day. But there's no quit in this cowboy. Even in a day of frustration, there are some bright moments. Wood rebounded with a 72 in the afternoon. Schmid started on the back 9 and turned 1 under. He birdied the first hole, but missed the green at the second. We'll let him think about that upcoming putt for a moment. Walker Lee is from a golfing family. His dad and 2 uncles all played golf at Texas A&M. He's also an Aggie and is playing well, shooting 68 in the opening round. Here's a birdie putt at the second. Gig 'em! Lee is 4 under through his first 20 holes. Now back to Schmid. He's trying to cover up a bad chip with a good putt. You cobble together good rounds with 1-putt pars. Schmidt remains at 8 under total.
I actually thought I had a decent chip, but it got a pretty bad kick forward and to the left. I thought I have to make it, and I made it. Yeah.
Austin Eckroat is another player from Oklahoma. He needed birdies after a 72 in the morning round. A birdie at the first. Eckroat went on to shoot 68. Here's our first round leader, Bryson Nimmer, trying to follow up that 63 with another hot round. He turned 3 under, and this is a birdie at the first for Nimmer. He's now a dozen deep for the week. It's Matthias' turn to answer. Remember, he birdied the first, scrambled at the second, followed with 3 straight pars. Here's a birdie chance at the 6th. Schmid now 10 under total. Both these players ended their day at the par 5 ninth. Matthias first to play. You'll have to be satisfied with rounds of 64, 67. Now it's Nimmer's turn. He stands 11 under and is tied for the lead. No birdie there either. And it's rounds of 63, 68 for the Clemson Tiger.
Good, not too bad. Got the putter going a little bit, and it was nice to make some putts. I didn't play very well here last year, and it was mostly the putter's fault, so to make putts this year felt pretty good. I played really good the first 27 holes. The back 9 today, just finishing just now, wasn't great, but I kind of hung in there and got a little tired. It was just a long day. But yeah, everything else was pretty good.
Well, first round was great. No bogeys is always good. 7 birdies was even better. Second round I had a tough start a little bit. I made a birdie on my first hole, but then I was in trouble a few times, but hung in there and yeah, played a good solid back 9 and shot 4 under, which was good. Yeah, I've never experienced an event like this before. Whole organization standpoint is absolutely perfect. We get picked up from the airport. Our flights get booked. The dinners and lunches are perfectly organized and so good. So it's amazing. Yeah.
Nimmer and Schmid. Schmid and Nimmer. No matter the order, those are the two tied for the lead, headed into the final round of the Sun Bowl Marathon All-America Golf Classic. Schmid hit the longer drive at the first, but it was Nimmer who had the nicer approach. This putt to birdie the first, and a one-shot lead. And off we go, 17 holes remain. Schmid had his problems missing fairways and greens, and the putter was uncooperative. That's a bogey at the second. Nimmer also had his moments of frustration. He parred the second, bogeyed the third, but here's a chance for a bounce-back birdie at the fourth. Back to 1 under on the round and 12 under for the week for Nimmer. Nimmer with a chance to build some momentum. This for birdie at the fifth. Nice putt, but no birdie. Meanwhile, Quade Cummins is making a run. Rounds of 72 and 66 had him 4 under to start the day, but he's picked up birdies at 5 and 6, and this now for a birdie at the 8th. 3 under on the round and now 7 under the week for Cummins. With Schmid and Nimmer unable to sustain any runs, the field opened up for players like Stephen Franken from Raleigh, North Carolina, who plays for NC State. That's the third of 3 in a row for the Redhead. He would shoot a score of 69 and eventually tie for 6th. Schmid added another bogey at the 6th and is 2 over. He's tumbling down the leaderboard, but this would help. Schmid with a birdie at the 8th, now 1 over in the 3rd round. Cummins, meanwhile, is on a tear. He birdied 3 in a row, but put his approach into the bunker at 13. That turns into a sandy par to keep him at 7 under on the round and 11 under for the week. Cummins picked up another birdie at 15 and is looking to post an early number. His approach at 17.
I laid up way too far back. I had 160 yards in, and yesterday I had 40 yards in. I hit driver, but I knew that pin was kind of back there, so I needed some spin coming in, and hit it to about 12 feet and made it.
Now this to go 9 under on the round. What a day for the Oklahoma junior, bogey-free with 9 birdies and 1 hole to play. The 18th is a 388-yard par 4 with a crescent moon lake guarding the green. A birdie here would be a 10 under 61 and a 14 under total. Now the question becomes, is that good enough for a win? Or perhaps a playoff for Quade Cummins of Oklahoma?
My first putt went in over on 5, I believe, and I kind of got in a groove for about 7 holes, and before you know it, I think I was 7 under after 12 holes, I think, and then just kind of coasted in. I had a lot of chances coming in, but I think I made 2, but I guess 62 is not bad.
Spencer Ralston has surprised everyone. The Georgia Bulldog is 3 under and tied for the lead. Oh my, now he has to make that putt to tie Quade and hope for a playoff. Rounds of 68, 64, 68 leaves Spencer Ralston at 13 under.
You know, I ended well. I think I birdied 14, 15, and 17 coming in. So that was big for me. I started off a little bit slow, it was windy early, and I got some momentum going late, which was good, and had a chance. Hit a really good drive on 18 and had 60 yards in, just didn't hit a great wedge shot, but made a great par putt after I hit a bad first one and gave myself a chance in playoff.
And what about our 36-hole leaders? Matthias Schmid never got it going. He was even on the outward 9, 2 over coming home, including this 3-putt bogey on the 18th. A disappointing 73. It's a 5th place finish for the Louisville Cardinal. Bryson Nimmer had his chances but did not take advantage of the par 5s. He made a 5 at the 9th, and this birdie putt at the 13th also misses the mark for another par. A bogey at 17 meant Nimmer had to hold his approach on the 18th. That's a quality shot, and he went on to convert the birdie putt for a 3rd round 70, but at 12 under par, Nimmer finishes 3rd, 1 shot out of the playoff. The players go to the first hole, where Spencer Ralston hit a bad drive wide right, and his approach could not hold the green. Cummins hit the green and has this putt for the win.
Hit it in the perfect spot and had a perfect putt, and uphill left to right, and just died it in.
A birdie on the first playoff hole gives Quade Cummins the Sun Bowl Marathon All-America Golf Classic Championship. Boomer Sooner.
Thank you all for coming out today and watching the tournament. A couple people I want to thank. I want to make sure we thank our new title sponsor, Marathon Oil. I would like to thank the players that showed up this year and played. We appreciate you coming to El Paso, and we hope that you enjoyed your stay here in El Paso, Texas. Others that we want to thank, the El Paso Country Club members. They gave up their golf course for the tournament, and we certainly appreciate that. Brandon McIntosh is our superintendent. He had the course in great shape. I heard mostly good things about the greens today and all 3 days. Great greens. Thank you, Brandon. I want to thank Christy Markham and the Markham Group. They sponsored our steak dinner last night, which was excellent. We had that at James Stewart's house, and a great night was had by all. Sun Bowl president is not here, I don't believe. Scott Mann is our president. His son is here, I think. There he is right there, Walter Mann. Thank you, Walter. Bernie Olivas is our executive director. Does a lot of work for the tournament. Thank you, Bernie. Also with the Sun Bowl staff is Eddie Morellis, and Eddie is a media relations director. Right here, thank you, Eddie. Behind me here I have the Sun Queen McKenna hitter, right here. And she's with the Sun Court, and thank you ladies for being participants in the tournament this year. We also had our head rules official, Bill Eschenbrenner, also the namesake of the tournament, so thank you, Bill. Bill started this tournament 44 years ago, I believe. At this time, I'd like to bring up Gary Hansen, our tournament chairman, and Bob Kimball, our tournament director, and they'll present the trophy to our winner.
Thank you, Mark. What a great afternoon of golf. This was our first playoff we've had since 2011. This young man came back from 7 shots back today, shoots a 9 under. But I also want to congratulate all the players that he faced today. It was a great excitement on the back 9 today. All his competition fought really hard, but he was able to get the job done. I'd like to now present from Weatherford, Oklahoma, attending the University of Oklahoma, and he's the first Sooner to win this event. If you'd come up, Quade Cummins. And Gary Hansen, our tournament chairman representing Marathon, will present the trophy. Microphone is yours.
All right, thank you, Mr. Kimball.
You bet.
I just want to thank everybody, Mr. Kimball, for having me. This is a great tournament, and all the staff and the host. It was a great week ever since we showed up. They always kept us entertained, and just the El Paso Country Club. This is an awesome venue to have a tournament. It's really fun, and I just want to thank all my teammates back there and the OSU guys. We're all from Oklahoma, and we just keep trying to push each other every day to get better, and that's about it.
Well, I've been told I hadn't thanked my own staff for 9 years, so my hat's off to my staff over here. Thank you, guys. This will conclude this year's tournament. We thank everybody for coming out. Thank the weather, and we'll see you next year.
The Sun Bowl Marathon All-America Golf Classic is not just about birdies and bogeys. There's also feats of strength.
That's really gooder, I think.
We're going to find out how really good that is. See if you can better than 326. Oh, that's good.
331.
331. It was really good. You see it?
That's a spank of 331 yards for Schmid, good for first place, 9 yards better than Mason Overstreet, the junior from Arkansas.
Yeah, I feel good. I mean, I had a good feeling after my second drive since it went pretty far, and they made some good comments about it. I hit it far, but like that, I went a bit extra there, so that's a bit further normal, I would say. But I was pretty nervous since that's something I've never done before, and yeah, I was pretty nervous, but that's not a bad thing, I guess.
curves worked in your favor, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And if you're not a long driver, you better be a good putter. The Sun Bowl Association sets up some unusual obstacles on the green. But Oklahoma junior Quade Cummins stood tall in the saddle at the end of the day.
The putting contest was fun. We don't really get to do this very much, so just having fun on the putting green. It was just, had to keep it in play. There's a bunch out of bounds out here, so that's about it.
How do you feel about going into the round winning the putting contest?
I just went in trying to keep it in play, so I guess I kept it in play more than everybody else, so it wasn't really that hard. You just had to keep it in bounds.